The scrape of wood against wood. Slow. Deliberate. Then silence so thick it felt like suffocation. I remember that sound. I remember how every head in the room turned toward the board like someone had fired a gun. Thomas Whitaker, the guy they flew in from New York just for this stupid exhibition, was staring at the chessboard like it had insulted his mother. Let me tell you how we got here. 3 months earlier, I didn't even know what a gambit was. I knew the pieces moved. I knew you weren't supposed to let your king get cornered. That's about it. But I'd been watching... had I been watching... See, Elena, the woman who takes care of me, she cleans offices near the Clearwater Chess Club. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, sometimes Saturday if they're hosting something. The buildings, this converted warehouse thing, all exposed brick and those big windows that rich people love because they make everything look authentic. I don't know what's authentic about a place that charges $200 a month for kids to move plastic pieces around. But whatever. Elena would finish around 7.
Yes.
The club closed at 8.
Finally.
So I'd sit. That chair by the wall, the wooden one with the scratched armrest that kind of digs into your elbow if you lean wrong, that was mine. Not officially. Nobody gave me that chair. But I sat there so many times that the maintenance guy, this older Filipino dude named Tito Jun, who never talked much, he stopped putting it back in storage. Just left it there. For me, I guess, I'd been sitting in that same spot for 3 months. Right there. 3 feet from the boards. And not once, not once had anyone asked if I wanted to play. You know what's weird about being invisible? It's not that people ignore you. It's that they forget you're even there. Like, I'm talking literally, it forgets you exist, levels of invisible. There was this kid, Brandon something, who'd walk past me every single week to get to his board. Good kid, polite to adults. Said excuse me to other kids when he needed to squeeze by. But me, he'd just walk through my space like I was air. I mean, not on purpose. I just wasn't there to him. And the parents... Oh man, the parents, they'd stand around talking about their kids' ratings and tournament schedules and which coach was worth the money, and I'd be sitting asterisk right there, asterisk. And they'd say things like, I wish there were more kids here who actually appreciate the game, and I wanted to scream, asterisk, I'm right here. I'm literally sitting 3 feet from you, and I've memorized every opening you've botched for your kid in the last 6 weeks. Asterisk, but I never said anything. Elena taught me that, not with words, just the way she moved through the world, quiet, efficient, never asking for anything she didn't absolutely need. She'd finished scrubbing the break room at Morgan and Associates, this accounting firm on the 3rd floor, and she'd come get me, smelling like lemon cleaner and exhaustion, and we'd walk home. She never once asked me if I liked chess. I think she knew I loved it though. Because I started carrying this notebook, just a cheap one, from the dollar. Stored a kind with the cardboard cover that gets soft and wrinkled if it rains. I'd sit in that chair and I'd watch games and I'd draw the positions. Not with fancy notation. I didn't know notation. I'd just sketch the board, where the pieces were, what happened next. Sometimes I'd write little notes in the margins, stuff like asterisk why move the horse thing here, and the other guy looked mad, asterisk, or asterisk this shape. The pawns make a wall, seems important. Asterisk, I didn't have the words for it yet. Didn't know what a pawn structure was or why controlling the center mattered, but I could asterisk see asterisk. The patterns, the way certain shapes on the board led to certain outcomes. There was this one game, I remember it so clearly, it's stupid, where this girl, maybe 9 or 10, she was playing someone way better than her, and she made this move with her queen that looked asterisk, insane, asterisk. Put it right in the middle of the board, totally unprotected. Her opponent grabbed it immediately, smiled like he'd won, and then she moved her knight, and suddenly his king had nowhere to go. The room exploded, coaches clapping, parents taking photos, the girl's dad practically lifting her off the ground. And I'm sitting there 3 feet away, and I'm thinking, asterisk. I saw that 6 moves ago.
I'm right here.
Asterisk,
Just
asterisk.
finishing
Not
up.
because I'm smart, I'm not smart. I barely passed math at school.
Elias.
But I'd seen her set it up. I'd
Sorry,
watched
Mom,
her
I was just
sacrifice
finishing
little
up.
pieces, a pawn here, a bishop there.
Oh, it's
And I
you?
saw what she was building.
Thank
It was
goodness.
like, I don't know, like watching someone stack. You
You're
know
welcome,
what's
Elias.
coming. You just have to wait. That night, I drew the position in my notebook, wrote,
Thank you,
asterisk, sometimes you have to give away the big piece to win. Asterisk, Elena saw me writing and asked what I was doing. I told her I was just drawing. She smiled this small, tired smile and said, asterisk, you're good at noticing things.
Good.
Elias,
I'm tired.
asterisk, I didn't know what to say to that, so I just nodded. But here's the thing about being invisible. You get asterisk. Asterisk, really asterisk, asterisk, good at noticing because nobody's noticing you. So you just watch. You see how the good players think 3 moves ahead. You see how the bad players panic when something unexpected happens. You see who studies and who just shows up because their parents make them. And you see Richard Caldwell. Richard ran the club, owned it, I think, or maybe just managed it. Never figured out which. Didn't matter. He was the one who decided which kids got to play in tournaments, which kids got paired with the good coaches, which kids were asterisk worth investing in asterisk. He had this way of talking that made everything sound reasonable. Like, he'd say things like, asterisk, we want to maintain a culture of excellence here. Asterisk, and parents would nod like he'd said something profound. But what he really meant was, asterisk, we only want kids who already look excellent. Asterisk, I heard him talking to a parent once. The mom was asking if her son could join the weekend workshop, the one where they brought in that grandmaster from Oregon. Her kid was decent, not great, but he tried hard, really hard. I'd watched him stay an extra hour after his lesson every week, just practicing endgames by himself. Richard looked at the kid, looked asterisk him, like he was inspecting a used car, and said, asterisk, I'm not sure he's quite ready for that level yet. Let's see how he does in the next few months.
Then they've lost.
Asterisk, the kid never came back. I saw that happen more times than I can count. Kids who didn't dress right, kids who didn't talk, right? Kids whose parents couldn't afford the private lessons or the fancy sets or the tournament fees. Richard would smile, shake his head gently, and just make them disappear. And the thing is, nobody questioned it. Because he was asterisk, good at it, asterisk. He'd couch it in language about readiness and potential and fit. He'd never say, asterisk, your kid's not rich enough, asterisk, or asterisk, your kid doesn't look like the kind of kid who should be here. Asterisk, he didn't have to. Me. I wasn't even worth the rejection. I was just part of the scenery, like the water cooler or the lost and found box in the corner. But I kept coming, kept watching, kept learning. There was this one afternoon, I'll never forget it. Juan Brandon, the kid who walked through me like I was air, was playing this opening I'd seen a dozen times. King's Indian Defense, I learned later. And he was doing it asterisk wrong, asterisk. He moved his bishop too early, left his king exposed, and his opponent was about to wreck him. I wanted to say something. My hand literally twitched, like I was going to tap him on the shoulder and point it out. But I didn't, because what would I even say? Asterisk, hey, I'm the invisible kid who sits in the corner. Yeah, you're about to lose your queen. Asterisk, so I just watched him lose. Watched his coach shake his head, watched his dad pat him on the back and say, asterisk, you'll get him next time. Champ, asterisk, and I thought, asterisk, I wouldn't have lost that game. Asterisk, not because I'm better than Brandon. I didn't even know if I was better. I'd never played a real game, but I'd studied that position. I'd drawn it in my notebook. I'd thought about it while waiting for Elena to finish mopping floors. I knew what to do, but nobody asked me. That's what invisibility feels like. It's not being ignored. It's watching people celebrate mediocrity while you sit 3 feet away, full of answers nobody wants. And then one day, they announced the exhibition Thomas Whitaker coming to Clearwater. One day only. He'd do a simultaneous exhibition playing like 12 kids at once and then there'd be a raffle for something way better. Asterisk, asterisk, private mentorship, asterisk, asterisk. 3 months, one-on-one sessions with an actual master. The room buzzed for weeks. Parents scrambling to get their kids ready. Extra lessons, new books, kids practicing till their eyes glazed over, and me still sitting in my chair, still watching, still invisible. Elena noticed, though she always noticed. One night, walking home, she asked me, asterisk, do you want to play in the exhibition? Asterisk, I shrugged. Asterisk, they don't let kids like me play and stuff like that. Asterisk, she stopped walking, right there on the sidewalk, turned to look at me with this expression I'd never seen before. Not anger, something sharper. Asterisk, kids like you. Asterisk, I didn't know how to explain it. Didn't know how to say, asterisk, kids who don't matter, kids who are just here because their guardians need somewhere to park them for an hour. Asterisk, so I just said, asterisk, kids who aren't registered. Asterisk, Elena stared at me for a long moment. Then she nodded. Didn't argue. Didn't make promises she couldn't keep. Just nodded. But the next Monday, when we showed up at the club, she walked straight to Richard Caldwell's office. I didn't hear the conversation, but I saw his face through the glass. Saw the way he smiled, that same gentle, condescending smile, and shook his head. Saw Elena say something else. Saw him shrugged. When she came out, she didn't look at me. Just took my hand and said, asterisk, come on, let's go home. Asterisk, I thought that was it. Thought the door had closed before I'd even gotten close enough to knock. But then the day of the exhibition came, and Elena brought me anyway. Asterisk, you sit in that chair every week. Asterisk, she said. Asterisk, you can sit in it today, too. Asterisk, so I did. The room was packed. Parents everywhere. Kids in their nicest clothes, clutching their sets like good luck charms. Thomas Whitaker hadn't arrived yet, but the energy was already electric. This was asterisk, asterisk, it asterisk, asterisk. The moment some kid's life was going to change. Richa was fluttering around, making sure everything was perfect. He saw me sitting in my usual spot, and his face did this tiny flicker of annoyance, like I was a smudge on an otherwise clean window. But he didn't say anything, just looked away. I wasn't part of the plan. I was just there. And then Thomas Whitaker walked in, and everything got very, very quiet. He was taller than I expected, mid-40s maybe, graying at the temples, wearing a blazer that probably cost more than Elena made in a month. He had this presence, not arrogant, just certain, like he'd never once questioned whether he belonged somewhere. Richard shook his hand, introduced him to the parents, thanked him for coming all this way. Thomas smiled and nodded and said all the right things. And then he looked around the room. His eyes passed over the kids at the boards, the parents hovering, the coaches whispering strategy. And for just a second, just 1 second, his eyes landed on me. I don't think he saw me. Not really. I was just another kid in a room full of kids. But I saw asterisk, asterisk him, asterisk, asterisk. I saw the way he carried himself, the way he moved, the way his eyes scanned the boards like he was reading a language nobody else spoke fluently. And I thought, asterisk, asterisk, I want to be like T-H-A-T, not rich, not famous, just certain, just sure that I belonged at the board. Richard clapped his hands. Asterisk. All right, everyone, let's get started. Thomas will be doing a simultaneous exhibition with our top 12 students. Asterisk top 12, registered, paid up, proven, not me. I settled into my chair, ready to watch, ready to learn, ready to be invisible. But then Richard looked at his watch and frowned. Asterisk, we're starting a bit early. Thomas, would you mind warming up with a quick game? Just to get the feel of the room? Asterisk, Thomas shrugged. Asterisk, sure. Who's up? Asterisk, Richard scanned the room. The top kids were all preparing for the exhibition. Couldn't pull one of them. And then his eyes landed on me. Not because he saw potential. Not because he thought I deserved a shot. Because I was convenient. Asterisk Elias. Asterisk, he called out. almost bored. Asterisk, come here. Asterisk, I froze. Elena, standing in the back, looked at me, nodded once. I stood up, walked to the board, sat down across from Thomas Whitaker. He smiled at me. That smile, the one adults use when they're about to be kind and condescending at the same time. Asterisk, what's your name, buddy? Asterisk, asterisk, Elias. Asterisk, asterisk, you play much Elias? Asterisk, I wanted to say. Asterisk, I've been watching games here for 3 months. I've memorized more positions than half the kids in this room. Asterisk, but instead I just said asterisk. Not really. Asterisk, he nodded. Asterisk, well, let's see what you've got. Asterisk, someone in the back laughed. Quiet, not cruel, just amused. Richard leaned against the wall, arms crossed, checking his phone. This wasn't a game, it was filler. Something to kill 5 minutes. Before the real event started, Thomas set up the pieces. Asterisk, you want white or black? Asterisk, asterisk, black. Asterisk, he raised an eyebrow. Asterisk, confident, I like it. Asterisk, he wasn't taking me seriously. Nobody was. But I was taking asterisk, 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 asterisk seriously. I'd been taking this seriously for 3 months, and when his hand reached for that first pawn, I stopped being invisible. I stopped being the kid in the chair. I became the kid at the board. And 4 moves later, everything changed. Black to middle, Thomas moved his pawn e4, the most common opening in chess, the one everyone learns first. Safe, standard, boring. I pushed my pawn to e5, mirroring him. He nodded, not impressed. Just acknowledging that I knew how to respond to the most basic opening in existence, like congratulating a dog for sitting. Someone behind me whispered, asterisk, this won't take long. Asterisk, I heard Richard chuckle. Quiet, under his breath. I mean, just factual. Thomas moved his knight, standard development, textbook. I could feel the weight of the room. Not watching me. Watching asterisk, asterisk, past asterisk, asterisk meet, waiting for this to be over so the real event could start. I was a commercial break, a bathroom intermission. My hand hovered over my pieces. Here's the thing. I'd seen this position 100 times. Maybe more. I'd drawn it in my notebook so many times the pencil lines had worn grooves into the page. I knew what Thomas expected me to do. He expected me to develop my knight, maybe bring out my bishop. Play it safe, play it slow. Play like a 7-year-old who'd watched a few games and thought he understood. But I didn't just watch asterisk, asterisk, studied asterisk, asterisk. And I'd seen something, a pattern, a shape that grandmasters used when they wanted to punish someone for not paying attention. It had a name, I didn't know it yet, but I'd seen it work. Seen it demolish players who thought they were safe. I moved my knight. Not the normal square. Somewhere weird. Aggressive. Thomas blinked. His hand, reaching for his next piece, hesitated. Just for a second, then he moved. Bishop out, developing normally, but I saw it, the tiny crease between his eyebrows, the way his eyes flicked back to my knight. He was paying attention now. I moved my queen. The room stirred. Someone made a sound, not quite a gasp, more like a catch in the throat, because queens aren't supposed to come out early. Every beginner learns that. You develop your minor pieces first. You castle. You secure your king. You don't just throw your queen into the center of the board like bait. But that's exactly what I did. Thomas stared at the board. His smile was still there, but it had changed. Less condescending, more focused. Like he'd just realized the dog wasn't sitting. The dog was calculating. Asterisk. Interesting. Asterisk, he murmured. He took my queen. Of course, it was right there, undefended, free, the room relaxed. A couple people actually laughed, relieved. The kid had made a stupid mistake, and now normal order was restored. Richard's phone lit up. He glanced at it, already mentally moving past this game. But Elena, standing in the very back, near the door, she didn't look away. She didn't know chess, didn't know if what I'd done was brilliant or idiotic, but she knew asterisk, asterisk, me, asterisk, asterisk. And she knew I didn't do things without thinking. I moved my bishop check. Thomas's king had exactly one square to move to. He took it, no choice. And then I moved my knight. That scrape of wood against wood, slow, deliberate, checkmate. The silence that followed wasn't just quiet. It was asterisks, asterisks, absence, asterisks, asterisks. Like someone had vacuumed all the sound out of the room and left only this thick, suffocating pressure. Thomas didn't move. He stared at the board like it had personally betrayed him. His hand reached out, touched his king, slid one square left, then right, then back to where it was, looking for an escape that didn't exist. There wasn't one. His queen was gone. I'd sacrificed mine to take her off the board. His bishop was blocked by his own pawn. His knight couldn't reach. His rooks were trapped behind a wall of his own pieces. For moves. That's all it took. For moves to dismantle Thomas Whitaker. Someone in the back said, "Asterisk, what just happened?" Asterisk Thomas sat back in his chair, stared at me. Really, asterisk. Asterisk looked asterisk at me for the first time since I'd sat down. Asterisk. Where did you learn that? Asterisk. His voice wasn't angry. Wasn't even surprised. Exactly. It was something else. Something I didn't have a word for yet. Asterisk, I watched. Asterisk, I said. Asterisk, you watched. Asterisk, he repeated it like he was trying to make the sentence make sense. Asterisk, you watched, where asterisk here. I've been coming here for a while. Asterisk, and someone taught you that sequence. Asterisk, I shook my head. Asterisk, I saw it once in a game between two of the older kids. I wrote it down. Asterisk, you wrote it down. Asterisk. Yeah. In my notebook, asterisk Thomas leaned forward, elbows on the table, fingers steepled under his chin, studying me the way I'd spent 3 months studying those boards. Asterisk, do you know what you just did? Asterisk, I shrugged. Asterisk, I won. Asterisk, someone laughed. Short, nervous, like they weren't sure if laughing was allowed. Thomas didn't smile. Asterisk, you executed Filiter's legacy. Do you know what that is? Shook my head. Asterisk. It's a mating pattern, named after Francois-André Daniken, one of the greatest players of the 18th century. It's not something you just stumble into. It requires precise setup, specific positioning. Most players study it for years before they can recognize it in real time. Asterisk, he pointed at the board. Asterisk, you sacrificed your queen, the most powerful piece you had, to clear the path for a knight on bishop checkmate. That's not beginner's luck. That's pattern recognition. That's understanding the geometry of the board at a level most adults never reach. Asterisk. The room was so quiet I could hear Richard Caldwell's breathing. Fast, shallow. Thomas looked at him. Asterisk, how long has this kid been coming here? Asterisk Richard opened his mouth, closed it, tried again. He's not officially enrolled. Asterisk, that's not what I asked. Asterisk, 3 months, maybe 4. His guardian works in the building. She brings him we allow it. Asterisk, you allow it. Asterisk, Thomas's voice was flat, not a question. A statement. Asterisk, you allow this child to sit here, watching, learning, absorbing everything these kids are being paid to learn. And in 4 months, he's advanced mating patterns that take most students years, to master. And you allow
Thank you, Thomas.
Asterisk Richard's face went red. Asterisk, I didn't. We have standards. We have a process. We can't just let anyone asterisk anyone. Asterisk Thomas stood up. He wasn't tall, but in that moment he seemed huge. Asterisk anyone. That's what you said. Asterisk anyone. He walked around the table, stood next to me, put his hand on my shoulder. Asterisk, what's your name again? Elias? Elias Navajo? Asterisk Elias? How old are you? Asterisk, asterisk 7. Asterisk, asterisk 7. Asterisk, he said it to the room, not to me. Asterisk 7 years old. 4 months of observation. No formal training. And he just beat me with one of the most elegant mating patterns in classical chess. Asterisk, he looked at Richard, then at the parents, then at the kids sitting at their boards, prepared for the exhibition, staring at me like I'd just sprouted wings. Asterisk, I came here to find talent. Asterisk, Thomas said. Asterisk, real talent. Not the kind you buy with expensive lessons and private coaches. The kind that exists whether anyone's watching or not. The kind that learns in silence because it loves the game more than the applause. Asterisk, he squeezed my shoulder. Asterisk, I think I found it. Asterisk, Richard made a sound. Tried to say something. But Thomas wasn't done. Asterisk, how many kids have sat in that chair? Asterisk, he pointed at my spot by the wall. Asterisk, how many kids have you asterisk? Asterisk allowed asterisk asterisk to watch, but never invited to play. How many Eliases have walked through these doors and been told politely, professionally, that they don't fit? Asterisk, nobody answered. Asterisk, I'll tell you what doesn't fit. Asterisk, Thomas said. Asterisk, mediocrity with a membership card that doesn't fit. Privilege pretending to be excellence. That doesn't fit. Asterisk, he looked down at me. Asterisk, this fits. Asterisk, the room was so silent I could hear my own heartbeat. Fast, hard, like it was trying to break through my ribs. Elena was crying, not sobbing, just tears running down her face. She wasn't wiping them away, just letting them fall. Brandon, the kid who'd walked through me like air for 3 months, was staring at me like he'd never seen me before, which I guess he hadn't. Not really. One of the coaches, a woman in her 30s who'd been prepping kids for the exhibition, raised her hand slowly, like a student in class. Asterisk, are you saying he won the mentorship? Asterisk, Thomas looked at Richard. Asterisk, that was the offer, wasn't it? Whoever impresses Mimos gets 3 months of private instruction. Asterisk, Richard nodded. Barely his jaw was clenched, so tight I thought his teeth might crack. Asterisk then, yes. Asterisk, Thomas said. Asterisk, he won. Asterisk, he didn't say it loud, didn't announce it like a victory, just stated it. A fact. The sky is blue, water is wet. Elias Navarro earned this. Someone started clapping. Slow, uncertain. Then someone else joined. And then it wasn't uncertain anymore. It was real loud. Fill in the room. But I barely heard it. Because all I could see was Thomas Whitaker, asterisk, asterisk, the asterisk, asterisk, Thomas Whitaker looking at me like I was real. Like I was visible. Like I mattered. Asterisk, tell me about your notebook. Asterisk, he said. Asterisk, my notebook. Asterisk, asterisk, you said you wrote it down. The pattern. Can I see? Asterisk, I hesitated. It was just a cheap thing. Cardboard, cover, wrinkled pages. My drawings weren't even good. Just rough sketches, messy notes in pencil. But I pulled it out of my backpack, handed it to him. He opened it, flipped through slowly, page after page of board positions. Annotations in my 7-year-old handwriting, questions in the margins, arrows showing piece movement. He stopped on one page, studied it for a long moment. This is Kasparov Topalov, World Championship 1999. Asterisk, I nodded. Asterisk, I saw someone watching it on a laptop. I drew it from memory after, asterisk from memory. Asterisk, asterisk, yeah. Is that bad? Asterisk, he laughed. Not mocking, just genuine, like I'd said something unexpectedly profound. Asterisk, no, Elias. That's not bad. That's extraordinary. Asterisk, he closed the notebook, handed it back. Asterisk, keep this. When you're older, you'll want to remember how you learned not from textbooks. Not from coaches, from love. Pure love of the game. Asterisk Elena appeared beside me. She'd pushed through the crowd, ignoring the stares. Her hand found mine, squeezed. Asterisk, he's very good. Asterisk, she asked Thomas. Her English was careful, precise. She knew the grammar, but she wasn't confident in it. Asterisk, he's very good. Asterisk Thomas confirmed. Asterisk, he's something special. Asterisk, she nodded, like she'd known all along. Thomas pulled a business card from his blazer pocket, handed it to Elena. Asterisk, this has my contact information. We'll set up a schedule, regular sessions, video calls if I can't be here in person. And when he's ready, we'll get him into real tournaments, not these. Asterisk, he gestured vaguely at the room. Asterisk exclusive showcases. Real competitions where talent matters more than tuition. Asterisk Richard was still standing there, frozen. His face had gone from red to pale. Thomas, we have standards because asterisk because you're protecting your business model. Asterisk, Thomas interrupted. Asterisk, I understand, but I'm not interested in your business model. I'm interested in chess. And chess doesn't care if you can afford it. It doesn't care if you look the part. It just cares if you can asterisk see dot double quotes asterisk. He pointed at me. Asterisk, he can see. Asterisk, then he addressed the room. Parents, kids, coaches, everyone. Asterisk, I'm still going to do the exhibition. We're still going to have a great day, but I want everyone here to remember something. Asterisk, he paused. Let the silence build. Asterisk talent looks like this. Asterisk, he gestured at me. Asterisk, it doesn't always announce itself. It doesn't always demand attention. Sometimes it sits quietly in the corner, watching, learning, waiting for someone to notice. And if you're too busy looking at resumes and registration forms to see what's right in front of you, then you're not running a chess club. You're running a country club that happens to have chessboards. Asterisk Richard's phone buzzed. He looked down at it, grateful for the excuse to look away. Thomas turned back to me, crouched down, so we were eye level. Asterisk, you did something remarkable today, Elias. Not just beating me, that's impressive, but it's not the remarkable part. Asterisk, what's the remarkable part? Asterisk, you learned how to love something that didn't love you back. That's harder than any check, and you did it anyway. Asterisk, I didn't know what to say to that. Didn't know if I was supposed to say anything. So I just nodded. He stood, clapped his hands once. Asterisk, all right? Let's get this exhibition started. And Elias. Asterisk, yeah. Asterisk, stick around, watch, take notes. You've earned the right to be here. Asterisk for the first time in 4 months. I didn't sit in the chair by the wall. I sat at a board, front row, where everyone could see me, where I could finally be seen. Block 3, end. The exhibition lasted 2 hours. Thomas played 12 games simultaneously, walked from board to board, making moves, offering advice, correcting mistakes. The kids were good. Some of them really good. They'd been trained well, studied hard, had every advantage. But I watched them differently now. Before, I'd watched with envy, wishing I could be at those boards, wishing someone would teach me the way they were being taught. Now, I watched with understanding because I realized something sitting there in that front row, with my notebook open on my lap. Asterisk, I'd already learned more than most of them would ever know. Asterisk, not because I was smarter, not because I was better, but because I'd learned the hard way, the invisible way. I'd learned by watching failure, by studying mistakes, by memorizing patterns that nobody explained to me because nobody thought I was worth explaining them to. Thomas stopped at my board between moves, glanced down at my notebook. I'd been sketching one of the games, a position where white had sacrificed a rook to break through black's defense. Asterisk, what do you see? Asterisk, he asked. I pointed at black's king Asterisk, he's going to lose. He thinks he's safe because of the pawns, but they're actually trapping him. 2 more moves, and it's over. Asterisk Thomas smiled, not the condescending smile from before. A real one. Asterisk watch. Asterisk 2 moves later, Black resigned. A couple of the parents nearby had been listening. One of them, a woman in a expensive-looking blazer, leaned over. Asterisk, how did you know? Asterisk, I shrugged. Asterisk, the pawns. They looked like protection, but they were really a cage. Asterisk, she stared at me for a long moment, then at her son, sitting 3 boards down, then back at me. She didn't say anything else, just nodded slowly and walked away. But I saw her pull out her phone. Saw her type something. Saw her look at Richard Caldwell, who was standing in the corner, arms crossed, watching everything with this tight expression like he'd swallowed something bitter. After the exhibition ended, Thomas gathered everyone together, thanked them for coming, praised the kids for their effort, talked about the beauty of chess and the importance of dedication, and then he said something that made the room go quiet again. Asterisk, I want to tell you about a young man I met today. His name is Elias Navarro. He's 7 years old. He's been coming to this club for 4 months. And until this morning, he'd never played a single official game. Asterisk, every head in the room turned toward me. Asterisk, he learned by watching, by observing, by sitting in a chair in the corner and absorbing everything around him. No coach, no textbooks, no formal instruction, just love. Pure, unfiltered love for the game. Asterisk Thomas walked over to where I was sitting, stood beside me. Asterisk, he beat me this morning with a mating pattern that most players don't master until they're teenagers. Not because someone taught him, because he saw it. He recognized it. He understood it. Asterisk, he looked around the room. Asterisk, that's what real talent looks like. It doesn't always come with a pedigree. It doesn't always arrive with recommendations and registration forms. Sometimes it just shows up, quiet, patient, waiting for someone to notice. Asterisk, he put his hand on my shoulder. Asterisk, I'm telling you this because I want you to think about something. Every single one of you, parents, coaches, students, you need to ask yourselves, who else is sitting in the corner? Who else are we not seeing? Asterisk, the room was silent. Asterisk, because I promise you, there are more Eliases out there. Kids with talent that doesn't fit our narrow definitions. Kids who love this game but don't look like we expect them to look. And if we keep ignoring them, we're not protecting excellence. We're just protecting exclusivity. Asterisk, he squeezed my shoulder once, then let go. Asterisk. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you for a wonderful day. Asterisk, people started gathering their things, talking in low voices. A few parents approached Thomas, asking about training programs, tournament schedules, how to help their kids develop that kind of pattern recognition, but so many of them, more than I expected, came to me. Brandon was first. He stood in front of me, shifting his weight from foot to foot, not quite making eye contact. Asterisk, hey. Asterisk, hey. Asterisk. That was really cool. What you did? Asterisk, thanks. Asterisk, he hesitated. Asterisk, I've seen you here, like, a lot. I didn't. Asterisk, he didn't finish the sentence, didn't need to. I knew what he meant. Asterisk, I didn't see you. Asterisk, it's okay. Asterisk, I said, and I meant it. I wasn't angry at Brandon. He was just a kid, just doing what everyone else was doing, following the same invisible rules that said some people matter and some people don't. Asterisk, maybe we could play sometime. He offered, like, 4? Real? Asterisk, yeah, I'd like that. Asterisk, he smiled, relieved. Then his mom called him and he left. Others came to, kids asking about my notebook, parents asking where I took lessons. One coach, the woman who'd been prepping students, asked if I'd be interested in joining their training group. Asterisk, we meet twice a week. Asterisk, she said. Asterisk, it's usually invitingly, but I think you'd be a good fit. Asterisk, a good fit. 4 hours ago, I wasn't even in consideration. Now, I was a good fit. Elena watched all of this from the back of the room. She hadn't moved, hadn't come forward, just stood there, hands folded in front of her, watching me be seen for the first time. When the crowd finally thinned, when most people had left, I walked over to her. She looked down at me. Her eyes were still red from crying. Earlier, asterisk, you did good. Elias, asterisk, asterisk, I got lucky. Asterisk, asterisk, no. Asterisk, she crouched down, so we were eye level. Took my face in her hands. Asterisk, not lucky. You worked, you watched, you learned. That's not luck. That's you. Asterisk, her English was always better when it was just the two of us. When she didn't have to worry about people judging her accent or her grammar. Asterisk, I'm proud of you. Asterisk, she said. Asterisk. Not because you won, because you kept trying even when no one was watching. Asterisk. That's when I started crying. Not because I was sad, not because I was happy, exactly, just because everything, the months of sitting in that chair, the notebooks full of diagrams, the games I'd watched, the patterns I'd memorized, the invisibility, the loneliness, the hope that someday, somehow, someone would notice. And someone had Elena pulled me into a hug, let me cry into her shoulder that smelled like lemon cleaner and laundry detergent and safety. Asterisk, we should go. Asterisk, she said after a while. Asterisk, it's late. You have school tomorrow? Asterisk, but as we were walking toward the door, Richard Caldwell stepped into our path. He looked different than he had this morning. Smaller, somehow tired. Elena Elias kan. Kunyavi. Moment asterisk, Elena's grip on my hand tightened. Protective. But she nodded. Richard looked at me. Really looked at me. Maybe for the first time ever, asterisk, I owe you an apology. Asterisk, I didn't say anything. Didn't know what to say. Asterisk, I made assumptions. Asterisk, he continued. Asterisk about who belongs here. About what potential looks like. And I was wrong. You've been coming here for months. And I never once asked if you wanted to play. I just assumed you were just waiting for your guardian to finish work. Asterisk, asterisk, I was waiting. Asterisk, I said quietly. Asterisk, but I was also watching. Asterisk, he nodded. Asterisk, I know that now. Asterisk, he pulled out a piece of paper, a form. Asterisk, this is a membership application. I'm waiving the fees, all of them. Lessons, tournaments, workshops. If you want to be part of this club officially, I'd like that asterisk. He held the outs. I looked at Elena. She didn't tell me what to do. Didn't push. Just waited for me to decide. I took the form. Asterisk. Thank you. Asterisk. Richard smiled. It wasn't a big smile. More like relief. Like he'd been holding his breath and could finally exhale. Asterisk Thomas gave me his contact information for you. He wants to set up video calls, weekly sessions. He said you're one of the most naturally gifted students he's ever encountered. Asterisk, naturally gifted. 4 hours ago, I was furniture. Now I was naturally gifted, but I didn't say that. Just nodded. Asterisk, okay? Asterisk, asterisk, okay? Double quotes, asterisk. Richard stepped aside. Let us pass. Asterisk. I'll see you next week. Elias. Asterisk. Outside, the air was cool. The sun was setting, turning the sky orange and pink. Elena and I walked to the bus stop in silence. When we sat down on the bench, she said, Asterisk, are you happy? Asterisk, I thought about it. About the game, the applause, the recognition, the membership form folded in my backpack. Asterisk, I'm happy. Asterisk, I said. Asterisk, but also, it feels weird. Asterisk, asterisk, weird how... Asterisk, asterisk, like, I'm the same person I was this morning. I knew the same things, could do the same things. But this morning, no one saw me. And now everyone does. But I didn't change. They did. Asterisk Elena was quiet for a long moment. Then she said, Asterisk, you're right. You didn't change. But maybe that's the point. You were always this good. Always this smart. The world just took too long to notice. Asterisk, the bus came. We got on. Found seats near the back. I pulled out my notebook, opened to a blank page, started drawing the position from my game with Thomas, the queen sacrifice, the knight, move, the checkmate. But this Chimi, I didn't just draw the pieces. I wrote something at the top of the page, something I'd never written before. Elias Navarro versus Thomas, Whitaker Asteris Castoris Clearwater Chess Club Astoris Castoris 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 Castomas. Whitaker Astoris Philidor's Legacy. Asterisk asterisk. Not I watched someone do this. Not I saw this pattern once. But asterisk asterisk. My name asterisk asterisk. Asterisk asterisk, my game asterisk asterisk. Because it was mine now, not something I'd borrowed from the shadows, not something I'd stolen from the corner. Mine. Elena looked over, saw what I'd written, smiled. Asterisk good. You should remember this. Asterisk. Asterisk, I don't think I could forget if I tried. Asterisk asterisk, not the game. Asterisk, she said. Asterisk the feeling. Remember what it feels like to be seen. Asterisk 3 weeks later, I played my first official tournament. I didn't win, came in fourth, but Thomas said that was perfect. Said I needed to learn how to lose before I could really learn how to win. 6 months later, I won my first trophy. Small local tournament, nothing fancy, but it was mine. A year later, I was ranked in the top 50 for my age group in California. But the thing I remember most isn't the wins, isn't the trophies or the rating or the recognition. It's that chair, the one by the wall with the scratched armrest. It's still there, still at the Clearwater Chess Club, but now there's a small plaque on the wall above it. Richard had it made. It says, asterisk, asterisk, reserved for observers. Everyone who watches is learning. Everyone who learns belongs. Asterisk, asterisk, sometimes. When I go back to the club for practice, I sit in that chair. Not because I have to, because I want to remember. I want to remember what it felt like to be invisible. Because that's the thing about becoming visible. You never forget what it was like before. You never forget the people still sitting in corners, waiting, watching, learning, hoping someone will notice. And now, when I see them, and I asterisk, asterisk, always asterisk, asterisk, see them, I walk over, I sit down, I ask if they want to play, because talent doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it just sits quietly in the corner, watching, learning, waiting for someone to care enough to look. And when you finally do look, really look, you realize it was there all along. You just had to see it.
This story is a work of fiction, developed in the format of a soap opera drama series, created exclusively by me. All characters, names, settings, events, and dialogues are products of the author's imagination. This content does not represent real facts, is not based on true stories, and should not be interpreted as a real account, news, or documentation. Any resemblance to real people or real events is purely coincidental.